And hello again, everyone, and welcome to Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Saguaro SaberCats varsity baseball, and the SaberCats at home today to take on the Apache Junction Prospectors. Eddie Garola leads off for Apache Junction. He's taking a couple of pitches for balls as he leads off for Apache Junction. The Prospectors 9-10 on the season, 3-2 in league play. Saguaro 20 wins, 2 losses, and a tie, 5-1 in, make it 5-0, I beg your pardon, in the region. A pitch over for a strike. Garola, the left fielder for the Prospectors. The leadoff hitter, John Hansen, will bat second and play second base as a pitch is fouled off at the plate. And the next one misses. Looking in the count is actually 2 balls and 2 strikes to Garola, the leadoff hitter. And a ground ball out to short, picked up and on to first base. And the leadoff hitter is retired for Apache Junction in the first inning. Now John Hansen, the number 2 hitter. Nick Sadoff will hit third and play third base as the first pitch is over for a strike. Luke Dexter is the first baseman. He bats fourth. Jared Krebs, the center fielder, is fifth. J.D. Groom in the right field spot is 6th. David Sandoval, the catcher, is 7th. Josh Marsh, the starting pitcher, bats 8th. And John Converse, the shortstop, is 9th. Those will get a swing and a miss. And Hansen strikes out, and there's 2 away in the inning for Nick Sadoff. Chris Freudenberg starts today for the Saguaro SaberCats. Sadoff takes the first pitch inside for a ball. And now hit by the pitch. And Sadoff goes to first base, and with 2 outs, the batter is Luke Dexter. Sadoff at first base, 2 away in the inning. First pitch high, throw to second base, and laid out at second, and that ball bounces away, and then the throw will go to third, and it's not in time. So a stolen base and an error moves the runner to third. Saguaro's defense, Austin Anderson is in left field, Zach Gibbons in center field, and Kyle Young is in right. John Nimps plays third, Matt Morris the shortstop, Ben Tingley at second base, Chris Akmon at first, and Brandon Demers catching for Chris Freudenberg. Swing and a foul ball.
He has that like smirk on his face where he's just like, and he's just like kind of like nodding his head like.
And a swing and a miss. Dexter strikes out, and that ends the first inning for Apache Junction. After a half inning, it's the Prospectors 0, and Saguaro coming up. Austin Anderson, the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning for Saguaro. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Anderson leads off. Zach Gibbons bats second. Chris Akmon is third. Then Brandon Demarest fourth. Kyle Young fifth. Matt Morris sixth. And a ground ball and a base hit through the left side and into left field to start the Saguaro first inning. Bottom third of the order for the SaberCats, Reed Austin, the DH, John Nimps, and then Ben Tingley. And Anderson aboard at first base to lead off the inning. And the batter is Zach Gibbons. And the first pitch over for a strike. Josh Marsh starts for Apache Junction. His 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and it's 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. And that's hit out to right field. And that's over the head of the right fielder group. And that'll send Anderson around toward third base. And that'll put 2 runners in scoring position as Anderson stops at third. And Gibbons at second base. Zach with his 4th double of the season. And the batter is Chris Akmon. Akmon going after the first one and knocks it foul down the right field side.
And it's like midnight and you're like dead. No, I literally drive my eyes like that. And I just see like lights, like little blurs of lights.
The 0-1 swung on, that one fouled off, and it's 0-2. Anderson at third, Gibbons at second, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning and no score.
And it's a green light, and she stopped. And I'm like, Anaya? And she goes, what? I'm like, it's orange. She goes, oh, I saw red. And it keeps going. I was like, no.
Next one outside as it's bounced in there by Marsh, and it's 1-2. Marsh, the pitcher. Sandoval catches. Dexter at first. Hansen at second. Sadoff is at third. Converse the shortstop. Garola, Craps, and Grube in the outfield left to right. The 1-2. And a ground ball over to third. Picked up there by Sadoff. He'll throw to first base. It's in time, but the run is in. It's an RBI ground down off the bat of Chris Akmon as he knocks in his 33rd run of the season. And the SaberCats get a run here in the bottom of the first inning. They lead Apache Junction 1-0. Brandon Demarest at the plate. He'll foul the first one out of play. Well, he fouled it off on the third base side anyway. Didn't get out of play, but it was fouled off.
I think she might want to go.
The 1-strike pitch. Man, that's a ground ball hit off the shortstop. That'll be an E6 to bring in a run. Gibbons broke on the play, and so he would have scored either way, but Converse not able to handle the ground ball. It's an RBI and an E6 for Brandon Demarest. He's aboard at first base and is lifted for the courtesy runner, and the batter will be Kyle Young. Teddy Rubin's the runner at first base for the SaberCats. Marsh steps off, nothing doing. Young bats with one on and one out in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runs already in for Saguaro. They're up 2-0. And the first pitch to Young is outside for ball 1. Swing and a ball fouled back and out of play, and the count's 1-1. Marsh ready, the 1-1 pitch. And that's a ground ball foul. And the count's 1-2. Out of baseballs here, and so that's the reason for the break. Back to play, the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. And that's into right field for a base hit as the throw comes into the middle of the diamond, and Teddy Rubin, the runner for Brandon Demarest, goes from first to third on the play. Young single puts him at first base, and with runners at the corners and 1 out, the batter is Matt Morris. Morris ready to go as Marsh sets, and his first pitch on the way. And it's fouled out of play. And the SaberCats were on the road on Thursday at Cactus Shadows. They were home last Tuesday, a week ago today, against Campo Verde. Same plate umpire and same starting pitcher. So Chris Freudenberg has the same guy behind the plate today. As the throw goes to third base after the pitch was inside, and it's 1-1. As that throw went to third, Kyle Young took off for second base. So 2 in scoring position. That ball hit back up the middle and into center field. Rubin will score. Young waved around. The throw gets away, and it goes to the backstop as Morris gets to second, and now he'll go to third. So give Matt credit for a 2-run single as Rubin and Young score to make it 4-0 Saguaro. And then as the throw came to the plate, Morris went to second, and the ball short hops the catcher. And the throwing error then allows Morris to go to third base. And so he's at third with 1 out, but now a couple of more runs in. It's 4-0 Saguaro, and the batter is Reed Austin. And a little break in the action here. We'll take a break as well in the bottom of the first inning. It's 4-0 in favor of Saguaro. Now Reed Austin in there and ready to go for the SaberCats. And the first pitch, a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. 4-0 Saguaro in the bottom of the first inning. SaberCats with another run 90 feet away. The 0-1. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. That's outside and bounced in there, blocked by Sandoval. And it counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Nimps next for the SaberCats. Another 1-2, or the 1-2 I should say, and that ball down the right field line, but foul. One ball, 2 strikes on Reed Austin. The 1-2. And that's a line shot past the shortstop. That'll get into center field. Converse dove and actually got a piece of it. But that is an RBI single for Reed Austin as Matt Morris scores to make it 5-0 Saguaro. Now here's John Nemts for the SaberCats. First pitch outside for ball 1. A couple of errors in the inning so far for Apache Junction. The SaberCats with 5 base hits. Throw to first, and Austin is back. The 1-0 pitch. And a throw down to first base, and they got Reed Austin over at first as he was off the bag. And a pickoff, 2-3 on the putout for the second out of the inning.
I want to see some good calls.
2-0 on John Nemts. The next one outside. That bounces in there, and it's 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. And a fastball outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to John Nemts to put a runner right back on at first base for the SaberCats. And it brings up the 9th hitter in the order and the 9th to bat of the inning in the form of Ben Tingley. 5-0 SaberCats. They're looking to jump out on top here, and they have against Apache Junction. First pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced in there. 2 balls and no strikes. 6 in a row out of the strike zone now.
And I'm driving, and then I brake, and it's like a sport.
One pitch just misses, and it's 3-0. 7 in a row out of the strike zone with Nimps at first and 2 away in the inning. Tingley at the plate. Austin Anderson will bat next for Saguaro. The 3-0 pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike, and it's 3-1. The set and the 3-1. And that's low for ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks now. Nimps to second and Tingley at first, and the batter is Austin Anderson. Big lead at second base, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. That's a huge lead out there for John Nemps. And you don't see a middle infielder anywhere in your picture, and that's why he's allowed to get such a big lead out there. And the next pitch inside, and it's 2-0. Austin Anderson with a base hit to start this bottom of the first inning. Came in batting .451, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 22 knocked in. And a chance to add to his RBI total as the next one is inside. 11 out of the last 12 pitches out of the strike zone from Josh Marsh. 3-0 on Austin Anderson. That pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. I'm surprised how little attention the middle infielders are paying to Nimps at second base. Just getting a huge lead out there. Now the 3-1 pitch. And Anderson hits this one out to right field. It's going to bounce and get by the right fielder group. Not really by him. He didn't have a chance to get it. The throw will come into second base. And a couple of runs come in as the ball gets away. And now they'll try for the play at third base, and it's not in time. So Anderson safe at third. He gets credit for a 2-run double to bring home Nimps as well as Ben Tingley. And then as the throw gets away, another error. The third error of the inning for Apache Junction. And that sends Anderson to third base. And the batter will be Zach Gibbons, and we'll get another timeout here in the bottom of the first inning. 7-0 Sabercats, bottom of the first. Zach Gibbons, the 11th hitter to come to the plate in the first inning, and a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Does it look like a mechanic? Seriously, does it look like a mechanic?
The 1-strike pitch. Bounced in there. Sandoval with another block. He's already been busy here just in the first inning. Now 2 balls and a strike. Pitch near the outside corner, a called strike, and it's 2-2. And a swing and a miss will end the inning. Saguaro scores 7 times in the bottom of the first, and after 1, they lead Apache Junction 7-0. Kieran Krebs, the center fielder, leads off. And he's trying to bunt his way on, and bunts it foul for strike 1. And actually it's a change here. It is Preston Steinberg that starts the second inning.
You fell asleep and the fire alarm was going off.
I got it in California.
And you're still just like on the couch, just like pass out.
Showing bunt and swings away and fouls it off on the first base side, and that's strike 2.
And I'm just like, sleeping at David's just like sitting there next to me.
Ruby and Sandoval for the Prospectors to follow Steinberg here in the second inning.
I'm like, are you gonna like just like that's right?
The 0-2, and that's down at the feet. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. And that's hit out to right field and just in front of Young. And Steinberg aboard at first base. First pitch to grab a fastball, and it's high for ball one.
No, he hasn't taught me yet. I'm trying to talk him down to like the best and keep it last.
Yeah, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Are you kidding? Yeah, that was like, it's like trash. Like green grass in the background.
7-0 Saguaro, top of the second inning. The 1-1, a throw to first, and the runner back.
Full on like redneck.
Yeah, right? But he really is kind of like the most redneck I've ever met.
The 1-1 pitch. Off the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. With the runner going, a swing and a miss. The throw to second base. And out at second as Brandon Demers guns down Steinberg. It's a 2-4 caught stealing. And that's the first down of the inning.
Are you kidding?
Honestly, like you're gonna honestly.
But I put it in a ponytail after. Kind of, but not
And the 2-2 pitch. Looked pretty good, but maybe a bit inside, and it's 3-2.
The title, he drew a heart. What do you do, highlighter?
The 3-2 pitch.
Say anything to me.
Fouled out of play.
Look at him.
They work behind her so thick that it probably looks so. Well, and obviously we don't know. I don't have that here.
Another 3-2.
Your hair looks
And it's a swing.
And Rob got it, and he like came over there.
And I guess a foul ball. Got just a piece of it there.
So I just took it from my house.
Yeah, they're like really.
1 out, base is empty, top of the second. 7-0 Sabercats. And this one popped up first base side in foul territory and just out of play.
Classic.
Grab with a good at bat here for Apache Junction. He has seen 8 pitches from Chris Freudenberg. Chris 4-0 on the season with a save, still a 0 earned run average. And that pitch is low, and it's ball 4. So that's a good at bat there for the number 6 hitter in the lineup, and a batter now will be David Sandoval. It's Freudenberg, a 0 earned run average, 14 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 3 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Opponents batting 160 against him. Fastball is high for ball 1.
Well, I was like sick all week last week, and so he like came to school late one day. He was like tired.
Yeah.
And I guess like on his way to school, he stopped by my house. I didn't see him.
The 1-0 pitch. And this one fouled back. It's out of play, and it's a ball and a strike.
And there's a tissue box, and like it's a 24 hours. And like, and so like go outside to get it, but it wasn't a tissue in the box. It was like I don't know. Like,
He made it look like a tissue, like you know, like she was
like he took a piece of paper and put a tissue in it.
The 1-1. And that's fouled off at the plate. And it counts a ball and 2 strikes.
That is cute. And that you say that. Except my mom. So it wasn't Jimmy John's. No, it was Jimmy John's, but ate it.
Throw to first and the runner back. SaberCats with 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and they lead by that score 7-0. Fastball is just outside.
Nice pitch, Chris.
And Freudenberg's next one on the way, fouled off on the first base side. And it's still 2-2.
Are you still being left out of the loop of everything? Are you still being left out of the loop?
Check of the runner, the 2-2. And a line drive and a base hit in front of Austin Anderson in left field. Two hits plus a walk in the inning, but nothing to show for it for Apache Junction so far. And the batter is Josh Marsh. Marsh really needing to help himself out here. And he's got a chance to move some runners around with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the second. Chris Freudenberg delivers the first pitch, and it is over for a strike.
Find out, Ruby. I know. I just did it. I canceled. I'm done. Like the night before, I was like, Mom, I haven't studied for this test. I don't want to take it. It's horrible.
Look back to second base. And a step back. The 0-1. A fastball, it's inside, and it's 1-1.
I know. I take my time. I know. You can't. That's what I've been taught. Take your time on the
Oh, the AC.
That's what I've been taught. And now, no, you have to do it this fast.
Freudenberg looks back to second base. The 1-1 pitch. And a ground ball, third base side, foul. And the count is 1-2.
What math is it? Like math and geometry?
It's kind of like algebra 2, algebra 3. But the geometry. It was all like equation type stuff.
Grimmy at second and Sandoval at first with 1 out in the top of the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Josh Marsh. John Converse, the shortstop, next for the Prospectors. 7-0 Saguaro. SaberCats trying to stay unbeaten in region play. Throw back behind the runner at second base after the swing and a miss, and the runner is back, but Marsh is out at the plate by way of the strikeout, and there's 2 down in the inning for John Converse. Strikeout number 3 for Chris Freudenberg. First pitch a fastball, and it's high for ball 1.
Like a weird topic. What? How many? Like how long does it have to be? Like 5 paragraphs? Well, I don't say, and that's the thing. Don't write a lot. Just like one good paragraph is good. It's better than like 5 paragraphs. That's what my mom says.
Look back to second base, the 1-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Now Demarest out to talk to Chris Freudenberg. Two on and 2 out, top of the second. 7-0 Saguaro. Here's the set and the 1-1 pitch. And a fastball inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Look back to second again, the 2-1 pitch. And that's fouled off the end of the bat. It's over on the first base side, and the count goes to 2-2.
It takes me like 3 minutes per problem. It's faster. It's like you can do it in your head, or is it like, okay, I have to write down the target? I think I don't even
Converse, the number 9 hitter, trying to move the runners around. He awaits the 2-2, and he fouls it off.
I feel like if I would took it again, it would be worse. What's the highest?
Another 2-2. And a breaking ball fouled off. Converse started the swing, trying to turn away, got his feet tangled up, and was still managed to get the bat on the baseball and knock it foul on the third base side.
Not 24. It's like 25, 26. Well, 24 is like average. I have
A 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Converse strikes out, and Freudenberg pitches out of a little trouble in the second after an inning and a half. 7-0 Saguaro. Chris Akmon leads off for Saguaro in the second inning. Chris came in batting .500 with 13 doubles, 5 triples, 4 home runs. He knocked in his 33rd run of the game, 33rd run of the season earlier in the game. And a ground ball and a base hit as that one gets past the diving Converse, the shortstop. And Akmon aboard at first base to lead off the SaberCats second inning. Saguaro leading 7-0. And the batter is Brandon Demarest. Brandon batting .431, 8 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. He knocked in his 26th run of the season back in the first inning. First pitch fouled out of play on the first base side. The 0-1 is high, and it's a ball and a strike. Marsh sets the 1-1. A ground ball hit sharply to second. Hansen goes to Converse for the first out, on to Dexter for the double play. 4-6-3 double play erases the base runner, and the batter will be Kyle Young. Young hitting .429 coming into the ball game, 5 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 22 knocked in. And he singled, stole a base, and scored his first time up, part of a 7-run, 6-hit inning for the SaberCats in the first. And Young hits one sharply out and past the shortstop Converse. And Kyle aboard for the second time today. He's on at first base for Matt Morris. Morris came in hitting .429, 8 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. He had a 2-run single in the first inning. And so he knocks in runs 20 and 21 on the year. First pitch swung on and missed.
Come on, boys, 2 down, 1 more. Oh.
I heard something too.
I said maybe, but
The set for Marsh and the 0-1. And a high pop-up behind the bag at second, out on the outfield grass. Converse will call for it, and he's got it to retire the side. No runs and a hit for Saguaro. 2 hits, in fact, after 2 innings of play. Saguaro leads 7-0. Top of the order for Apache Junction in the third inning. And the first pitch to Eddie Garola is high for ball 1. Eddie grounded out to start the ball game.
top it. And then you're like, hey, well, now how do I actually make up for it? Like, just do it like
And next pitch is high, and it's 2-0. John Hansen, Nick Sadoff follow for the Prospectors in the third. Chris Freudenberg into the wind, and the 2-0 pitch. And a ball hit on the ground. Diving stop by Chris Akmon. He'll pick it up, and it's an easy tap of the bag at first. The difficulty in the play was leaving his feet to get that ground ball. One away in the top of the third, and the batter is John Hansen. Hansen struck out swinging in the first on 3 pitches. A swing and a miss for strike one. Another swing and a miss, strike two. One out, base is empty in the top of the third. Apache Junction trailing Saguaro 7-0. The 2-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss. Hansen strikes out. And there's 2 away. That is strikeout number 5 for Chris Freudenberg. And now will face Nick Sadoff, the third baseman. Nick was hit by a pitch in the first inning. And that breaking ball called a strike. The next pitch foul off. That one got a piece of the plate umpire, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Sadoff just lays off the fastball, and it's called a ball, and it's 1-2. Freudenberg to the line on the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts. 6 in the ball game now for Freudenberg. We go to the bottom of the third, 7-0 Saguaro. Reed Austin leads off. It's a high chopper over the mound. Coming in is Converse, and he makes a nice play and throws it strong to first for the first out. Reed came into the ballgame batting .585, and after a single in the first inning, that bumped the average up. Now a ground out will take it back down some, but 5 doubles, 2 home runs, and 18 knocked in after his RBI single from the first. And here's John Nimps, a .429 batter, 4 doubles, a triple, and 14 knocked in as he fouls the first pitch away on the first base side. It's strike one. 7-0 Saguaro as the SaberCats bat in the bottom of the third. The 0-1. That's low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. And that's hit out to right center field. And a diving try by the right fielder Grube, and he is not able to get to it. That'll send Nimps to second base, and he's got a 1-out double. For John, his 5th double of the season. He's in scoring position for Ben Tingley. Ben came into the ballgame batting .278 with 5 doubles and a homer, 17 knocked in. And Ben walked and scored his first time up. First pitch over for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. And that's a fly ball to right field. Ruby back, and he's there. He'll spin and get it back into the infield quickly, but the runner still moves to third base. So Nims gets to third on the fly out from Tingley, and with 2 outs and a runner at third, back to the top of the order again, it's Austin Anderson.
I heard like the half where he was like yelling at me. What happened?
Anderson with a single and a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored so far today.
Really? What do you mean like made him walk
Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1.
The bus was driving like 5 miles an hour. Walt Wright Pierce had to walk next to the bus for 2 blocks, or 2 or 3 blocks. And Brother had to window down, yelling at him.
The sent from Marsh and the 1-0 pitch. And a high chopper first base side, going to be a tough play. The throw to first, and the ball dropped by the pitcher, and in to score on the play is John Nims. So a run in for Saguaro. They go up by a score of 8-0, and the batter is Zach Gibbons. I don't know if I mentioned Gibbons, 379 coming into the ball game. He hit his 4th double of the ball game of the season, rather, back in the first, and he's got 12 RBIs. He takes a pitch. I'm not sure where that missed, but it's ball 1. The 1-0 pitch hit sharply to the second baseman. Hansen has it, throws to first, in time, side retired. Another run across for Saguaro, and after 3 innings of play, it's Saguaro 8 and Apache Junction nothing. And we begin the top of the 4th inning for the Prospectors, and a pinch hitter as John LaChapelle is in to bat. And the first pitch from Chris Freudenberg, high for a ball. Preston Steinberg and J.D. Grube to follow in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Next pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2. Apache Junction held to just 2 base hits in the first 3 innings, no runs. In the 1-2 pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, and LaChapelle is down on strikes. And there's one away. That's strikeout number 7 for Chris Freudenberg. And now he'll face Preston Steinberg. And the first pitch to Steinberg, a strike. The 0-1 hits slowly right side, charging is Tingley, gets a high hop and throws to first base. And Steinberg retired, and there's 2 down in the 4th inning. 8-0 Sabercats after scoring 7 first inning runs. Saguaro added a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They lead 8-0. And now J.D. Grube, the right fielder. He walked his first time up. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back to the backstop, and the count is 1-1. Sabercats on the road on Thursday as they will be at Queen Creek to take on the Bulldogs. And then 3 games next week for the Sabercats, 2 of them in the big stadium at Scottsdale Stadium. It's the next pitch high, and it's 2-1. Sabercats will play Poston Butte on Tuesday night at Scottsdale Stadium. They'll face Notre Dame Prep on Wednesday night, and then they'll be home next Thursday against McClintock. And the 2-1 is popped up, and Chris Freudenberg calling for it. Nimps coming in, but it's Freudenberg with the catch. And the side retired. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Apache Junction trailing Saguaro 8-0. Chris Akmon, the leadoff hitter for the SaberCats in the fourth. And he takes a fastball for ball one.
It's not hazardous weapons, it's hazardous.
The 1-0 pitch. It's low for ball two. 2-0.
Hey, you're gonna like it.
I like your hair.
The 2-0 pitch. Akmon fouls it off. On the third base side, 2-1 the count on Chris. Brandon Demarest and Kyle Young will be next for Saguaro.
I'm kind of in love with something.
The 2-1 bounced in there for ball three. 3-1 the count on Chris Akmon. Leading off the bottom of the fourth inning, Saguaro leading by a score of 8-0.
I don't know where you heard that from. I have no idea what you're talking about.
And a ground ball to third. Sat off on to first base. And that's the first out of the inning.
Brandon Demarest. Right in front of me. She's like, neatly tailored.
And Demarest with a swing and a miss for strike one. SaberCats kind of on cruise control here after a 7-run first inning. Josh Marsh, the starter, still in the ball game for Apache Junction, and that sinking fly ball is caught. I guess more of a sinking line drive, really, as Demarest hit it pretty well, but the roll of the left fielder in the right spot. And there's two away in the bottom of the fourth inning, and the batter is Kyle Young. First pitch to Young, over for a strike. Kyle with a couple of base hits. He singled and scored in the first and singled again in the second. The 0-1. That gets him in the back, and Kyle heads to first base. Now he's on for the third time today, and the batter is Matt Morris.
Hey, do you know I went to breakfast with them this morning?
We wanted to like combine the before, but it's a I haven't heard anything about it.
Morris lifts a fly ball to right field. And threw the right fielder there for the catch, and the side retired. Nothing doing for the SaberCats. They leave a base runner in the fourth and lead 8-0. The catcher, David Sandoval, starts the fifth inning for Apache Junction. And the first pitch, a fastball for ball one. Sandoval, Marsh, and Converse scheduled to bat for the Prospectors in the fifth. The 1-0 pitch bounced in. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
I was just like, honestly, this is all just baseball players, except for like gamblers and then college. Well, I hope we can just do something like before.
The 2-0 pitch.
For the lessons. Yeah.
Fastball inside, 3-0.
That's what I said. Because Katie told me, she like kept talking about it. Taylor's bus is way too far left.
And a fastball high for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk puts a runner to first base to start the Apache Junction 5th inning. Prospectors trailing by a score of 8-0. And the batter is Josh Marsh. Marsh struck out swinging in the 2nd. And now he bats in the 5th inning. First pitch of fastball near the outside corner for a called strike.
Oh my God, and that's gonna piss them off.
Check of the runner at first base and the pitch. And that's bounced over to the first base side. And that's going to bounce through. And it goes into right field, and that'll put a couple of runners on base. As Sandoval goes to second, and Marsh is at first for John Converse.
Well, maybe I can like call a couple like places and see if
Converse, the shortstop, struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning.
My appointment was at 3:10.
I just haven't been back home until like 10
And a little delay here, and now Converse back in.
Oh no.
Fastball misses for ball 1. 2 aboard and nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Prospectors trailing 8-0. The 1-0 pitch. And a fly ball hit to center field. Gibbons says he's got it. He'll come in a few steps and make the catch. And that's out number 1. Yeah, Eddie Garola at the plate for the Prospectors. He grounded out in the 1st and grounded out again in the 3rd. Lays off. No, he did not lay off. And so it is a called strike. And actually, I guess it's not a called strike. It's called by the plate umpire, but it's a swinging strike as Garola couldn't check the swing.
I wish we could just be like, do their own thing. Because then it would eliminate like
Now the set on the 0-1. That's low for a ball, and it's 1-1.
Like she literally, I miss she thinks everybody's like attacking.
Step and a throw to first base. Close over there as the SaberCats try a little timing back pick. But Marsh gets back. Fastball makes it 2-1.
Because I have like, I can tell you way more than you usually do. No, like how sad would it like 12 more? I only have 11.
The set and the 2-1 pitch. That's outside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. And that's over for a called strike, and it's 3-2.
Okay.
3-2 on Garola with 2 on and 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, 8-0 Saguaro. And the pitch off the end of the bat, foul to the backstop.
I've seen your pictures at like that party, and I'm like, what?
Well, worst comes to worst, if she won't talk to me about that, I'll just try to find a place that we can get her. And see, I'm mad.
Another 3-2. And another foul ball. No chance for the prospectors here with 2 on and only 1 out to try to get on the scoreboard, and they're in desperate need of runs here. Down 8-0. They're looking to score runs. Otherwise, the SaberCats in a position where they might be able to end the game early if they're able to put a couple more runs on the board in the bottom of the 5th. Another 3-2 and another foul ball. Garola now with an 8-pitch at-bat. Pitch number 9 will be next from Chris Freudenberg. Sandoval at second, Marsh at first with 1 out in the 5th.
And then I was like, well, like once I had choosing a baseball lesson, well, maybe I'll like bring it up again. And he's like, maybe no, like 5 minutes ago. And he said he left 5 minutes ago. Maybe at home till like.
The runners go. And a soft line drive right back to Chris Freudenberg. That's going to be an easy double play as he throws on to first base. Apache Junction rolls the dice, and they come up empty. After 4.5, it's 8-0 SaberCats. Reed Austin, the leadoff hitter in the 5th inning, going after the first pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch outside. And it's 1-1. Austin, Nimps, and Tingley for Saguaro in the 5th. And a ground ball over to third, picked up on a short hop on the backhand, sat off, and his throw to first, picked up by La Chapelle. And the ground out is the first down in the 5th inning. Both sides ended up having to make a good defensive play. First, the third baseman sat off with a backhand on that short hop. And then because of his low throw, La Chapelle, the new first baseman for Apache Junction, had to come up with that pick. John Nimps fouls the first pitch away for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. And that's high for a ball. It's 1-1. Well, Josh Marsh has settled down some after giving up 7 runs on 6 hits. And 3 SaberCat make it 3 prospector errors in the 1st inning. Over the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, just 1 run on a couple of hits, and a ground ball to the right side. Fielded by Hansen, his throw to first, and there are 2 down in the SaberCat 5th inning. And the batter is Ben Tingley.
What resort?
I get a room for 100 a night, and so she get like a 2-bedroom.
And the first one to Tingley high for a ball. Ben walked and scored in the 1st and hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd. Marsh has retired 6 of the last 7 as the pitch is over for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yes. It's that? Yeah. That's so good. It's like it's a little house.
I know.
Where is it?
New York
And ball down the line on the third base side, foul.
Talking about this when we went tanning.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't remember that?
No, I know. I remember that.
And then actually happened. I was like,
You know, you look at the numbers for Marsh and you think, well, he's given up 8 runs and he's still in there. But I think looking back at that first inning, I think only 3 of the 7 are earned runs.
whenever I think of like a punk,
And 3 is still a pretty big number, as Marsh faced 11 in that inning. But again, there were 3 Apache Junction errors. Next pitch up and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tingley. 2 out, bases empty. Bottom of the 5th inning. And Saguaro leading Apache Junction 8-0.
It will be. No, actually. If we get 2 runs.
3-2 pitch fouled off on the first base side. Well, how about Apache Junction to end the top of the 5th inning? They were going along with runners at first and second and only 1 out. And the one time they try to force issues a little bit as another pitch is fouled back. But one of the rare times they've been in a position to really try to force anything. They put the runners in motion on a 3-2 pitch with 1 out. And just about any other possibility would have been better for Apache Junction. I mean, a fly ball, anything on the ground would have worked out just fine. But the one thing they couldn't afford was a line drive, and that's exactly what they ended up with as Tingley puts that one off the backstop, and we stay at 3-2. But with the runners going, a soft line drive that Chris Freudenberg was able to field, and both runners almost to their next base when he caught that line drive, and so it was an easy play. As that pitch is down and outside, and that's ball 4. Tingley with a 9-pitch at-bat to earn the walk. And the batter is Austin Anderson.
this is the perfect time to be going to explore the next steps.
Go, Molly.
Is that
Next steps.
Anderson 2 for 3. And a soft roller picked up by the first baseman, and he'll go over and tap the bag at first. The SaberCats do not score, and through 5 innings of play, it's Saguaro 8 and Apache Junction 0. And we're underway in the top of the 6th inning, and due to some equipment issues, we missed the opening batter of the inning. John Hansen led off, facing a new Saguaro pitcher, Daniel Akmon, in the ballgame. And Hansen with a double down the third base line. He's at second base, and now a ground ball over to the right side. That's going to get through and into right field and get the runner around third, coming to the plate and out at the plate. Hansen thrown out at the dish as Kyle Young guns him down at the plate. So again, Hansen doubled to lead off the inning, and Nick Sadoff, the next hitter, took a pitch for a strike. The next one, the ball you just saw, into right field. And the throw home gets Hansen, as Brandon Demarest was there to block the plate and apply the tag. And the first pitch to John LaChapelle is inside for ball 1. So Chris Freudenberg's day is done. He goes 5 innings, allows no runs on 3 hits. Couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. And there's a line drive and a base hit into center field. Stopping at second is Sadoff, but that's 3 straight base hits to start the inning for Apache Junction. Now Preston Steinberg with a swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. Daniel Akmon 3-0 on the season for the SaberCats with a couple of saves, an earned run average of 5.0, and he's pitched 9 innings. And that pitch comes inside. That will hit Steinberg, and that will load the bases. So the base is full for the Prospectors in the top of the 6th inning, trailing 8-0. And the batter is actually going to be a pinch hitter as Connor Erskine is in to bat for Apache Junction.
He already did. Accessible.
He takes the first pitch for a strike.
But accidentally.
Molly, you have to Strawberry. Strawberry.
Yeah, wait.
The 0-1 on the outside corner, a strike. And it's 0-2. Apache Junction with the bases loaded. They've already had one runner thrown out at the plate. The 0-2. On a breaking ball, a wild pitch will go to the backstop, and the Prospectors are on the board here in the 6th inning. Next out-off scores to make it 8-1 Saguaro. And still 2 runners in scoring position. The 1-2. Ground ball over to the right side. That'll bring in another run. Tingley up with it. Smooth and easy throw to first base for the second out. But an RBI ground out as La Chapelle scores to make it 8-2. And the batter is David Sandoval.
Is he texting you?
First one to Sandoval low for a ball.
He doesn't reply to me. You guys had this full-blown conversation.
No, but like all those people said that, like I thought he had already asked.
The next pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1.
One of these two, they were like, no, John saw us to ask Leo. I'm like,
Next pitch on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2.
Dan, he's our man. He's her man.
Fastball is outside.
Come on, David, right now. Look for him. Be ready for him.
1-2 the count on David Sandoval, who has singled and walked in 2 at-bats. The 1-2. Check swing, and that's going to dunk down into right field for an RBI base hit as Steinberg scores on the play. It's a 3-run 6th inning for the Prospectors.
You came here at 5:30.
And the batter is Josh Marsh.
Yes. Yeah.
Very rude, Christian.
Very
He
rude.
told us. He's like, I don't think she likes me.
Marsh with a swing and a miss for a strike.
And then the first time I what's your name again?
The 0-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Thank you. They're kind of small.
And a swing and a miss, a strikeout ends the inning, but Apache Junction scores 3 times in the 6th. It's 8-3 Saguaro. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Saguaro. And the first pitch lifted down the right field line and just out of the reach of the first baseman, La Chapelle.
Well, if you also.
And that's strike 1.
Then it's also less money.
Zach Gibbons, Chris Akmon, Brandon Demarest scheduled to bat for the SaberCats in the 6th.
Isn't Taylor just letting everyone do what they want for out
Yeah,
there?
that's what Taylor's told me. She said she doesn't care.
Literally, guys, I have not.
A fastball high, and it's 1-1.
Ollie, maybe it's just going your bus.
Well, Saguaro's still in a position where they're,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure, feel pretty good about an 8-3 lead with potentially an inning to go. But SaberCats wouldn't mind getting a couple of more runs here in the 6th inning, just to
Are you going on Katie's or Taylor's?
kind of get the momentum back here. That ball hit out toward right field, and that falls in front of the right fielder. It's a leadoff base hit for Zach Gibbons, his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Let's get 2.
Pause, Chris!
Let's get 2 out there.
He's on at first base for Chris Akmon. Chris 1 for 3 with an RBI today.
Oh my God, can you get me a pickle?
Yeah. I told you.
Turn and a throw to first base and the runner back. Josh Marsh still out there for Apache Junction. And again, he's only allowed 1 run in the last 4 innings. Turn and a throw to first again, a little bit closer, but again, Gibbons is back.
Come on, Chris. You guys get them made?
Yeah.
Triple multitasking.
And the first pitch to Chris Akmon high for ball 1.
Left her with flower seeds, and we're like, no. You sound like she's a dog. You like left her with somebody, you don't trust.
Yes, get my pickle. No, if I was gonna go on then
And the set and the 1-0 pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. The runner goes. The throw to second base, not in time. And Zach Gibbons has successfully stolen second base.
Like I would want to invite them, but I don't want. Like, I feel like it'd be worse to like invite them and like have them like them. Well, Carson, well, no, Leah and Carson. Yeah, Carson has great
The 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike.
He was in my Spanish class last year. Okay, so if all these people go, then we have 26 people. And if Colin has a date and Colin
And the next pitch, a little bit high, and it's 3-1. The set for Marsh and the 3-1 pitch. And Akmon hits a ball out to center field. The center fielder going back. Steinberg runs out of room, and it's a 2-run home run for Chris Akmon, his 5th home run of the season. And his 2nd and 3rd RBI of the day. Up to 35 now on the season, and SaberCats get 2 back of the 3 they gave up in the top of the 6th inning. It's now 10-3 Saguaro.
We got a home run.
Pickles are good for relaxing your muscles.
So like cramps. Ollie.
No, I mean like if you have muscle cramps.
Oh, it's his
Now Brandon Demarest going after the first one. That was pitch number 95 from Marsh, and it's fouled out of play on the first base side.
So I'm gonna have to like learn
What
from
is
my
that?
lesson.
Marsh threw 42 pitches in the first inning, giving up 7 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. And that ball over the head of the shortstop Converse. That's into left center field. Another hit for the SaberCats. That's 3 straight hits to start the 6th inning. Teddy Rubin runs at first base for the SaberCats, and the batter is Kyle Young. But after 42 pitches in the first inning for Marsh, he threw just 7 in the second, 10 in the third, and 10 in the fourth, and then 16 pitches in the 5th inning.
Come outside and get a structured thinker.
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. You're going to my mama.
Kyle Young up with a runner at first and nobody out, and the first pitch fouled off for strike 1.
Kyle, remember, you're better than them.
Yeah, Jay! Great. Are you running?
Or center field, that like little thing in right center, the yellow thing. Actually, by the time you don't do that.
Now the set of the 1 strike pitch, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Send her a picture. Oh, you already ate it. This is so good.
The set and a 2 strike pitch. Inside, the throw to second base gets away, as was actually thrown over the head of the shortstop.
Like mustard and like
But Rubin will stay at second base. after the steal. 2 runs across for the SaberCats in the 6th inning. They lead 10-3. 1-2 the count on Kyle Young, and the next pitch. It's a fastball, and it's high. It's 2-2.
It's like his own thing.
Now we know one thing about 2 people.
Now the next pitch inside, 3-2. Gibbons singled and stole a base to start the inning. Chris Akmon homered. Brandon Demarest with a single. Teddy Rubin, his courtesy runner, steals second base. He's out there now. Still nobody out in the inning. The 3-2. And a ground ball. And that's dropped by the shortstop Converse. His throw to first base is not in time, and that'll be an E6. And with that ground ball to short, Rubin not able to move off of second base. And so it's runners at first and second with nobody out for Matt Morris. First one of Morris is high for a ball. Swing and a foul ball with a runner taken off. And the count goes to 1-1.
Ruby dog should just come with water.
Yeah, because it's so spicy.
And you should just charge an extra $1.
Yeah, we need water. Our house is on fire. We don't have water. We only have
Oh, like a cup. He only has bottles, I think.
Well, I'm gonna have a sip.
A 1-1 pitch. Fastball, that's high, and it's 2-1. 2 on and nobody out. 2 runs in for the SaberCats in the 6th.
You know there's a rumor going around that he died?
A look back to second, the 2-1, and a ground ball foul.
It was like a couple months ago. Devin told me he saw him at Costco.
I don't see him at Costco.
He said he saw him. And he like talked to him.
I would love to talk to him. That is one of my things I would do before I died.
I was
I
watching.
read him a letter.
Set, the 2-2. That's bounced in, and didn't go far enough away from Sandoval for the runners to take off.
Like a British boss.
Saguaro typically pretty aggressive trying to advance in that situation, but Rubin might have been screened by the base umpire. The 3-2. And a ground ball into the hole at short. They'll go the only way, probably the only way they could have gotten it out. That one goes 6-5 on the force out of Rubin. Young to second, Morris on by way of the fielder's choice, and now first and second with 1 out. And the batter is Reed Austin.
Let's go, Rito!
And Austin hits one over the head of the shortstop Converse. Coming around to score on the play is Young. And the throw cut off. It's an RBI single, and it's 11-3. That is going to prompt a timeout from the Apache Junction dugout, and we may finally see a pitching change for the Prospectors. We play in the 6th. It's 11-3.
I almost just sat on it.
Nick Gingrich, the new pitcher for Apache Junction, and the first one to Nips is fouled back out of play. No balls and a strike.
Molly, yours was like short and really fast.
And another one fouled out of play.
Did you hear all the girls?
First and third, and still only 1 out of the inning here in the 6th.
Whenever I eat, I get crumbs.
And a swing and a miss on a pitch out of the strike zone. That's the second out in the 6th inning.
I was like, told you to
And the batter will be Ben Tingley.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was like.
First one to Tingley is high for ball 1.
Wait, Jeff, you got this.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 2 outs, 2 on for the SaberCats. They've scored 3 times in the 6th inning.
You have to take pictures.
They've got the 8-run lead back they had coming into the inning as the next pitch is high and it's 2-0.
I was like wearing it so I was walking around my house.
Tingley with a couple of walks and 3 trips to the plate. The other plate appearance a flyout, so 0 for 1, but again 2 walks, so the on-base percentage right up there for Tingley. Now the 2-0 pitch. That's bounced in. And the runner from first will take off. A wild pitch will send Reed Austin to second base. And it's 3-0. Two in scoring position for the SaberCats. And the pitch over for a strike. And if Saguaro is able to push across those final 2 runs, the game would end here in the 6th. But it'll take something with 2 outs to get it done. And that pitch bounced in there, and it's ball 4, and that'll load the bases with Morris at third, Austin at second, and Tingley at first. Back to the top of the order and a pinch hitter for the SaberCats as Michael Benson will bat for Saguaro. Benson, a .310 hitter with a double and 3 RBI. And he is hit with the first pitch. Boy, Benson looked back. He thought the plate umpire had called a strike the way he pointed. But instead it was saying the ball hit him and he was awarding him first base. It'll be an RBI for Benson as Morris scores from third. The bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Another run in makes it 12-3 Saguaro. And again, the game-ending run just 90 feet away. And the batter is Zach Gibbons. Again, the first pitch to Zach is inside for ball 1.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, my turn to go out, and they look bad, and then they're like down to here right now, so you can't.
Your base.
Yeah, well, my roof.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the next pitch is low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And now they're like here. So I'm just gonna wait until
And the set and the 2-0 to Gibbons. On the outside corner, a strike, 2-1. Austin at third, Tingley at second, Benson at first base for the SaberCats. One more run would end the ball game. If SaberCats don't score, then we'll go to the 7th inning as the next one is low, 3-1, and now nowhere to put Gibbons. Ball 4 would end the game. If we get to the AJ 7th, it'll be 9-1-2 in the order for the Prospectors. And the 3-1 hit on the ground over toward the second baseman. They'll go the short way to the bag at second to end the inning. But the SaberCats score 4 times in the 6th inning, and after 6, it's 12-3 Saguaro. 9-1-2 in the order for the Prospectors in the 7th. John Converse going after the first pitch and hits it out to right field. Kyle Young is there. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Apache Junction 7th inning. And the batter is Eddie Garola.
No, they're like, I don't know if they're like 4 inches or 5 inches, but I think they're 4. But there's no platform, so it would be like a true.
A fastball from Daniel Akmon over for a strike.
And like on the thing, it's like
Sean Edmondson is the new catcher for the SaberCats.
Like platform shoulder.
Swing and a foul tip into the glove, and that's strike 2.
Killing so bad, but when it's like poorly to the ground and then up, that's like
from the ground to there's the heel, but your shoe starts.
so like platforms come to like help until like you're not now.
So you're so like the
The
ankle.
0-2. That's at the knee. Strike 3 called, and that's back-to-back outs to start the 7th inning.
Good.
And the batter is John Hansen.
Say again, is that your boyfriend pitching?
We need to go on like a recruiting website and like look it up.
No, sure.
Wait.
The first pitch outside for ball 1.
That's what I did. I did short last year.
Apache Junction pushed 3 runs across in the 6th inning, but then gave up 4 in the bottom of the 6th. On ball down the first base line, just out of the reach of Chris Akmon, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 12-3 Saguaro. And the SaberCats on the road on Thursday at Queen Creek to face the Bulldogs. And then 3 games next week for Saguaro. They'll be at Scottsdale Stadium Tuesday against Poston Butte, Wednesday against Notre Dame, and then home on Thursday the 14th as they host the McClintock Chargers. The 1-1, that's inside, and that hits Hansen.
Oh, no, last year Chris's was like cute, like the eyes pop, and then in this one he's just like.
And so Hansen aboard for the 2nd time. He doubled in the 6th inning. Before that, a couple of strikeouts, but he's on base for the 2nd time, and he's over at first with 2 outs for Nick Sadoff. Sadoff hit by a pitch in the 1st inning as he takes strike 1. He struck out to end the 3rd and then singled and scored in the 6th. Akmon sets the 0-1. A fastball high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first and 2 away, top of the 7th inning. Prospectors trailing Saguaro 12-3.
No, he isn't. He's not even
The 1-1. That's outside. The runner goes, and they throw to second base. No throw to second base, in fact. Probably they'll put that as a stolen base, but kind of defensive indifference as the SaberCats are only concerned with the hitter in this situation. Akmon with the 2-1. And a swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Prospectors down to their final out, and now down to their final strike here in the 7th inning. These 2 teams will meet again over at Apache Junction on April 28th. The set and the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Sadoff is down on strikes, and that will end the ball game. As the Prospectors do not score in the 7th inning, the final score, Saguaro 12 and Apache Junction 3. The Prospectors 3 runs, 7 hits, 5 errors, 6 left. Saguaro 12 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 8 runners left on base. SaberCats go to 21-2-1, winners of 18 in a row, and a perfect 6-0 in region play. The Prospectors drop another game under 500. They are now at 9-11 overall and 3-3 in the region. The SaberCats on the road on Thursday at Queen Creek to face the Bulldogs, and we'll be with you for that one on Thursday. Chris Freudenberg, by the way, gets the win for the SaberCats to go to 5-0. That'll do it from Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. We'll talk to you Thursday on the road at Queen Creek against the Bulldogs.